Former Germany star Dietmar has claimed Cristiano Ronaldo wouldn't put his team first. Unlike Lionel Messi, the ex-Bayern Munich, Liverpool and Manchester City midfielder has suggested Ronaldo has never learned to prioritise the team he's playing for over himself. Ronaldo is one of the greatest players of all time, but came in for huge criticism at Euro 2024 after being perceived to put himself before the team. The former Manchester United man insisted on taking the majority of Portugal's free kicks, the fateful penalty against Slovakia, and was ultimately considered undroppable by Roberto Martinez, despite his age. After 8 years, 4 tournaments and 2 finals, Gareth Southgate announced he was stepping down as England manager on Tuesday, saying it was time for change. Sunday's 2-1 loss to Spain in the European Championship final proved to be his last game in charge of the national team. As a proud Englishman, it has been the honour of my life to play for England and to manage England. It has meant everything to me and I have given it my all, he said. But it's time for change and for a new chapter, he said. Lionel Messi is out indefinitely following confirmation on Tuesday that he sustained a ligament injury to his right ankle during the Copa America final, as announced by Inter Miami. In a statement, the club announced, after a medical assessment, it has been determined that Leo Messi has suffered a ligament injury in his right ankle. His availability will be subject to ongoing evaluations and the progress of his recovery. Earlier on Tuesday, Miami coach Gerardo Tata Martino had indicated that Messi would likely miss at least the next 2 matches for the club. Inter Miami's upcoming fixtures include hosting Toronto FC on Wednesday night and Chicago Fire on Saturday night, followed by their defence of the league's cup title beginning July 27 in Cuba. The Saudi Pro League club are thought to have offered around £46 million for Diaby, but Villa want considerably more for a player signed only 12 months ago in a club record £43 million deal from Bayer Leverkusen. Unai Emery had no intention of allowing the France international to leave heading into the summer, but an increased bid from Ahli could alter that stance, with the money then being reinvested elsewhere in the squad. Villa are expected to demand around £60 million Cillian for Moussa Diaby after Ahli firmed up their interest in the forward. Fernandez has apologised after posting a video on social media that his Chelsea teammate Wesley Fofana described as uninhibited racism. Following Argentina's victory over Colombia in the Copa America final, Fernandez live-streamed himself and his teammates celebrating on their team bus, leading to a video recording emerging that appeared to show the players singing a racially offensive and discriminatory chant. In the video, Fernandez and his teammates appeared to be using racist and homophobic slurs, including against France captain Kylian Mbappé, with the chant dating back to the 2022 World Cup final when Argentina beat France on penalties. Chelsea have launched an investigation into the video, while the French Football Federation, FFF, said it would take legal action against Argentina. The Riot Giants Roma have leapfrogged Leicester City in a fiercely contested race to sign Juventus prodigy Messi Sol. According to Gianluca Marzio, Daniel Rossi's men have agreed on personal terms with the Argentine gem and are ready to open talks with the Bianconeri. The Giallorossi are reportedly willing to table a €25 million bid for the 21-year-old, who impressed at Frosinone last season. Though Leicester have already submitted a similar offer, Roma are confident of striking a deal, relying on the youngster's desire to join forces with Rossi's side. However, it's worth noting that both proposals have fallen short of Juventus' excessive €30 40 metres asking price for their talented forward. Erling Haaland wants to join Real Madrid. He has expressed a clear desire to move to Real Madrid in order that he can link up with the likes of Kylian Mbappé, Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham. But it may be that Haaland will see out the remainder of his current contract at the reigning Premier League champions before moving on. Free transfer in the same way as Mbappé has. His apparent desire to leave might well have something to do with Pep Guardiola, as the Catalan is expected to leave the citizens at the end of the 2024-25 Premier League season. Days after Spain triumphed in the Euro 2024 final, the country's football federation, RFF, suffered a new scandal as its president Pedro Rocha was handed a 2-year suspension. According to media reports on Tuesday, Spanish media outlets On the Zero and Esport reported Spain's Administrative Tribunal of Sport, TAD, suspended Rocha due to his making of decisions outside of his power, such as his dismissal of the federation's General Secretary Andrew Camps. Barcelona and Uruguay defender Ronald Araujo had to exit their Copa America quarter-final clash with Brazil due to a hamstring injury in his thigh. It could keep him out much longer than first thought. Araujo will return to Barcelona on Monday to undergo tests at the club, with the Uruguayan national set up unable to get a clean diagnosis of the injury due to the swelling. It had initially been thought that Araujo would miss 6 to 8 weeks with the injury. Araujo's injury may not be curable with a simple rest, rehabilitation and recovery plan, and depending on the results of the tests, he may require surgery. If indeed that is the case, then Araujo would be out for a minimum of 4 months. Napoli and Romelu Lukaku have agreed on a 3-year deal, as the move is set to be announced in the next few days. The Belgian is waiting for the situation surrounding Victor Osimhen to be resolved, as the Partenope continue their search for suitors for the Nigerian striker. Premier League side Chelsea are willing to give Lukaku up for a figure between €25 30 million, far below his release clause. Napoli find the potential arrival of the 31-year-old as an economical and tactically sound deal, as he has strong experience playing in the Serie A. The former Inter and Roma man has always been able to showcase his skills in Italy, and now it is just a matter of time before he returns to the league. Chelsea have reached a full agreement to sign Aaron Anino from Boca Juniors for £17 million Cillian plus add-ons. Sources have told Football Insider the plan is for the centre-back, 19, to return to Buenos Aires-based Boca Juniors for 6 months on an initial loan. This will be reviewed at the end of the Argentine League season in December. Chelsea have yet to announce the Anselmino deal, but it is believed it is all finalised barring formalities. The Londoners have beaten off competition from Man United to get a deal done. United are believed to have made a major offer for the rising star, but they have been trumped by Chelsea. The 19-year-old looks set to be the latest South American wonderkid to join the West London club after the two clubs agreed to a £17 million Cillian plus add-ons fee. Marseille have reached an agreement in principle with Mason Greenwood to sign the forward from Manchester United. The League One side already had a deal in place with their Premier League counterparts, which was subject to Greenwood's approval. That has now arrived in verbal form, and work continues in an effort to finalise the move. Greenwood must still travel to France, undergo a medical and put pen to paper before the proposed transfer can be considered complete. Marseille reached an agreement with United to sign Greenwood last week. The deal is worth €31.6 million, £26.7 million, comprising €27.6 million, €23.3 million fixed and €4 million, €3.4 million in add-ons, plus a large share of any future sale. Manchester City are reportedly subject to intensifying transfer interest from La Liga in recently crowned Copa America champions Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez is attracting interest from one of Europe's most prominent clubs, hoping to take advantage of the player's stance and openness to moving elsewhere within the top 5 leagues. Atletico Madrid have now advanced for Manchester City striker, and there are already negotiations for the Argentine forward. It is further detailed that the 24-year-old is also willing to leave the Etihad Stadium as he wants, a greater role in a starting lineup. Aside from the club from the Spanish capital, there is a belief that Paris Saint-Germain would also be keen to explore the potential of doing a deal for the player, whilst Chelsea hold admiration in his talents. The French Football Federation, FFF, says it will file a legal complaint over an unacceptable, racist and discriminatory chant made by Argentina players following their Copa America success on Sunday night. The FFF added that its president, Felipe Diallo, has challenged his FIFA and Argentinian Football Association counterparts, Gianni Infantino and Claudio Fabian Tepia respectively, to respond to the shocking remarks contrary to the values of sport and human rights. The words to the chant were that they play for France, but their parents are from Angola, their mother is from Cameroon, while their father is from Nigeria, but their passport says French. Jurgen Klopp will not take on the England job. ODFA may be able to convince him to do so in 12 months' time. The Three Lions are searching for a new manager after Gareth Southgate announced his decision to step back from the job he has held for 8 years. His announcement came following England's defeat to Spain in the final of Euro 2024 on Sunday. His position on returning to management remains unchanged in the wake of Southgate's exit, and there is no prospect of him performing a U-turn that would rule him out of taking up a job until at least July 2025. The Merseysiders are locked in talks with German Bundesliga champions Bayer Leverkusen concerning the possible transfer of Jeremie Firmpong The Netherlands international has a €40 million, £34 million release clause in his contract, but that will expire next week, so FSG must make a swift decision, with a host of top European outfits also keen and a player eager to make the move to Merseyside. Alexander-Arnold's variation of passing is truly something to behold, and his ability to tread surgical balls through with world-class precision is something that Firmpong could thrive at the end. Eddie Nketiah is reportedly set to be a part of Arsenal's pre-season tour of America despite the likelihood of a departure. That is according to Football Insider, who have claimed the 25-year-old has been made a surplus to requirements and will leave before the August 31 deadline. Arsenal want £30 million Cillian, it has been claimed. Thiago Alcantara is set to spend the coming weeks as part of Hansi Flick's staff in order to train as a coach. The former player is expected to remain with the men's football first team squad for the entire summer and therefore will be on the US tour. The midfielder came through La Magia and the new Blaugrana coach form. A close relationship during the single season that both were at Bayern Munich when they won the treble.